Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sherman D. Manning, joining you live from Baldwin Hills, California. It is now 5:44 a.m. on the West Coast, which is 8:44 a.m. in Atlanta, GA. And then Atlanta's my home. I'm Atlanta born, Atlanta bred. When I die, be Atlanta dead. I greet you this morning. First of all, with the numbers. Let's deal with the numbers. Okay, so as I've indicated on a number of occasions, Saturday was the history making day for this podcast. We had more listeners Saturday than we've ever had in the history of this podcast. And then Sunday we beat Saturday. Okay. Sunday we beat Saturday. Monday the numbers dropped some. Not very much, but some. We didn't beat Sunday or Saturday, Monday. And so Tuesday the numbers were back up again. We had more listeners Tuesday than we did Monday. I'm thinking Monday just may be a slow day for whatever reasons, because it's the first day of work. People are going back or what have you. But let's do better next Monday. So I want to thank everybody. I thank you. I do from the bottom of my heart for tuning in. And to get the preliminaries out the way, let me ask you at this juncture in time, would you please find 4 or 5 people who have never heard about this podcast and notify them. Let them know that this podcast is available on demand. We would certainly appreciate you doing that. The bigger the audience, the more the impact. So please take a moment or two out of your life today. I know you're busy and you've got things to do, places to go, and people to meet. Just take a few moments to become an ambassador for social justice. And in that ambassadorial work, include notification about this information in that work. Just tell 4 or 5 people. Even one is better than none, but we ask that you notify 4 or 5 people via text message, email, telephone call, whatever you got to do. Tell them at work when you go to work today. Just, around the water cooler. Say, hey, have you ever heard of this guy, so-and-so? No, I haven't. Look, write this name down. Go when you get home to Spreaker.com and make sure you get this guy's podcast and listen to it. That's all we ask. That's not much, is it? And number 2, we ask you to tell everybody you know about the book, The Truth About O.J. Simpson, Race, Class, Money, and Justice. Tell them to go to their local bookstores or to Amazon.com and get a copy. And if you know any organizations that need a keynote speaker, someone with experiential data, an experienced expert, an experienced therapist in social justice, in criminal justice, in corrections, in gangs, etc., tell them to call me, 404-386-9356. Available for universities, organizations, and certainly for churches, 404-386-9356 is my text message number. We have got to do something about policing in America. Anytime we can prove that they police differently in the hood than they do in the suburbs, that not only is a double standard, but it is demeaning to the people in the hoods, in these hoods, who have to be treated as if they are under siege. And I've seen this in every city all across this nation from the time I was 12 years old, paying attention to it till now. And Lord knows, Atlanta is home. It's home base, and everybody in my family is still there. And if I have my way, I'll be there soon. But I've lived in a lot of places. I've lived in Richmond, Virginia. I've lived in Chesterfield County and in Henrico County, Virginia. I've lived in Washington, D.C. I've lived in Baltimore, Maryland. I've lived in New York City, Fort Lee, New Jersey, currently in L.A., and I've always noticed that they police differently in the suburbs than they do in the ghettos. The people in the ghetto don't matter. They don't deserve respect. They are always suspect. You must have did something. Come here, let me search you. You must have did something. Come here, let me rummage through your car without a search warrant. But our job, ladies and gentlemen, is to stand up and defend the poor, the needy, the left out, the locked out, and the forgotten about, especially those of us who call ourselves Christians. For it was Christ Jesus himself who said in St. Matthew chapter 25, he said, I was hungry, you fed me not. I was in prison, and you visited me not. And the disciples said, Pastor Jesus, when did we see you hungry or in prison or this or that? And he said, inasmuch as you've done it unto the least of these, my brethren, you've done it also unto whom? To me. So when we refuse to protect these poor people in the hoods, we're doing it to Jesus. When we refuse to feed the hungry, Pastor Howard, we're doing it to Jesus. We're doing it to Christ. We really are. And so I say it's time to stand up. It's time to get involved. Find out through Facebook or any other social medium that you use. Find out what's going on, when they're doing it, and how they're doing it, and get involved. Get involved with Black Lives Matter. Get involved with Justice Not Jails. Get involved with your local church. If your church ain't got nothing going on, go to the pastor and say, Mr. Senior Pastor, I'd like to start this program to reach out to men who are in prison and help them, to reach out to men who just got out of prison and help them, to reach out to men who are on their way to prison and help them. Let's give them some manpower. Let's give them some social survival skills. Let's give them some techniques which they might employ in order to make them become better men and better women. Let's do this. Let's do this. Look a here, look a here, look a here, look a here. Our God is an awesome God. He rules and super rules. He's the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. We need to train police officers better. Teach them not to empty 51 bullets at a man who had an ink pen in his hand and a man who had a cell phone in his hand. Teach these jokers. They might need better eye exams. I don't know. But some of the mess that they do under the guise of thinking it was a gun, it makes me wonder, can you see? Or you just playing games? Do you need glasses or what? You understand what I'm saying? Hey, look, this is just a quick podcast, basically to say good morning to everybody, cheerio, to say this is the day which the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I hope you make this the best day of your life. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you get excited about what God is going to do in your life. I hope you choose not to lose. I hope you get out there and make it happen today, baby. I hope you put a smile on your face and say, wait a minute, I got some problems, but I'm still alive. I got some problems, but I'm still breathing. And if I'm breathing, I'm blessed. Oh, this is that day. I don't feel like it when I woke up. When I woke up, I woke up with a migraine, but baby, I just decided I'm just gonna be happy anyway. Even though things are not quite going the way I want them to go, I'm going to be excited anyway. I lost my mother while I was sitting in prison, wrongly convicted of a crime I did not commit, but I'm gonna be happy anyway. I lost my father approximately 6 weeks after I got out, but I'm gonna be happy anyway. Sometimes my family is not quite what I would want to call ideal. It's not like it used to be when mama was here. Boy, oh God, so many people have come and started acting in ways that have shocked and surprised me, but it's okay. It's okay. I thank God I have a family to think about. I do, I do, I do. And I'm glad to be in the service one more time. I'm glad to be in the service of being on the planet. I'm glad that I can talk. I'm glad that I have this medium, that I can sit here in my living room and talk to you in China. I can sit here in my living room and talk to you in Phoenix, Arizona, in San Jose, in Los Angeles, California, in Oman, Vietnam, in Barbados. I can talk from right here and talk to you in Topeka, Kansas. I can talk to my homeboys in Atlanta, Georgia. I can talk to those in Florida, those in Dallas, Texas. I can talk. And I thank God for the ability to talk, because freedom of speech and artistic expression is one of the tenets of what it means to be an American citizen. And so, and we got to make it better, baby. We got to fight to defend these rights. We have to fight to defend these rights. We have to fight to defend these rights. So listen, be very positive today. Remember that a setback is only a setup for a comeback. Remember that if they're going to build the building real high, they dig the foundation real low, and you ought to go as high up as you went low down. Remember that suffering breeds character, and character breeds faith, and in the end, faith shall not disappoint. Remember when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're traveling seems all uphill, rush just a bit, but don't you quit, because quitters never win and winners never quit. Oh God, sometimes I feel like a piece of gum wrapper on a trash truck headed for the city dump, but then I remember that God has touched me with the finger of love, and I got new mercy and new grace. I still have a future. God's not through with me. I still have a tomorrow. Just you wait and see. Oh, God ain't through with me yet. That's an old song. You say, please be patient with me. God is not through with me yet. When God gets through with me, I shall come forth as pure gold. There was another song that said he's still working on me to make me what I ought to be. Took him just a week to make the sun and stars, moon and the earth, Jupiter, Mars. Loving and patient he must be, because he's still working on me. You might have it all together right now, but God is still working on me. You might already be perfect, but God is still working on me. I know the old folk used to get up and say, I remember since I've been born again, there are some places I used to go that I don't go anymore. There are some things I used to say that I don't say anymore. All that, okay? But then my question is, why don't you serve him while you're young, while you're still youthful and energetic and healthy and can move around? Because sometimes it seemed to me like, is it because you just ain't that you don't? Or is it because you're so old that you can't that you don't? So don't wait till you get 90 years old and start talking about where you don't go and what you don't do. How about while you're young and while you're youthful and while you're energetic and while you still can choose not to at that time? And not only that, don't let the enemy tell you that because you messed up that you're not gifted. Don't let the enemy tell you that because you messed up that you can't do it, that you can't get better, that you can't go forward, that you can't move into the will of God, that you can't move into the spirit. Because I heard somebody say, I was in the spirit on the Lord's day. Okay, I gotta stop this. I gotta stop this. Listen, be very happy, be very excited, be very positive. And I know that it's not all hunky dory. I don't walk through life with rose colored glasses on. I know that there can be situations in your home where you can't wait to get to work, just to get a brief respite from the work. I mean, from the house, from all of the stuff. I mean, one of the worst feelings you can have is to be out somewhere and on your way you're driving home to hell. You're driving home to chaos. You're driving home to kids that might be acting crazy, or somebody might be in your house strung out on cocaine or strung out on crystal meth. Somebody might be in your house who's committing crimes or doing stuff on the down low, as they call it. Come home to a crazy husband. Come home to a husband who beats his wife. Come home to a wife who beats her husband. Come home to a house that's full of chaos and confusion, and you wish you could escape it. You wish you could get out of it. You wish you could not have to deal with. Come home to brokenness. Come home to